Listen, I know so many of you love eating out, whether it's catching up with friends over dinner, swinging through a drive-thru after a long day, or grabbing your go-to order at brunch. And the last thing I want you guys to feel, especially really early in your weight loss journey, is that you have to give all that up in order to lose weight. Because honestly, that mindset is the reason why a lot of people just don't stick with their weight loss journey programs. They kind of go into it like it's all or nothing. No freedom, no fries. And yes, you will have to change things up if you do want different results, but you can still go out. You can still enjoy food and make progress if you know how to do it with intention. So, if I wanted to lose weight, but still eat out without completely derailing all of my progress and all of my goals and feeling like I'm constantly starting over, here's exactly what I would do. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I am Alyssa, and I have had a lot of new subscribers. So thank you guys for being here. And if you have been rocking with me since I started this channel around 2 years ago, thanks for being here. Let's get into the first phase. Phase 1 is going to be the menu mindset shift. This isn't just going to be about calories, okay? This is going to be about owning your choices, taking full accountability. The first shift, honestly, is going to be how you read the menus when you guys are out eating at various restaurants and fast food places. Instead of just scanning the menu for what sounds the most indulgent, scan the menu for what fits after you eat the meal. Think about how you want to feel after, not just your indulgence. I want you guys to look for protein forward meals, things like grilled chicken, steak, shrimp, eggs, and tofu. And really just change the way you think about your sides. Think about veggies, fiber-rich food. Think side salad, roasted veggies, beans. And some simple swaps that are going to change your life is ask for all your sauces on the side. A lot of you guys have no idea how much you are consuming when they have the sauce on it. You have no way of knowing how much sauce they're putting on it. So ask for a side, trust me. And substitute fries for a side salad or a fruit. Hear me when I say this. You guys do not have to get fries every single time you go out. I used to always get a side of fries. It really didn't matter what I was eating. If I was eating pizza, I wanted a side of fries. Tacos, a side of fries. Burgers, definitely a side of fries. You guys don't need to have fries for every single meal. Swap your fries for a salad, for some vegetables, for some fruit. And so you guys can just understand why this works is protein and fiber are truly the MVP of fat loss. They're filling AF, okay? They're going to stabilize your blood sugar and they reduce your cravings. I know this firsthand. When I was over 235 pounds, I wasn't eating a lot of protein and I was a notorious snacker. Snack all day long. And I was like, I'm always hungry, snack, because I wasn't eating protein. I just wasn't. It wasn't a lot at all. And there have been hundreds of studies to support this. They show that high protein meals keep you fuller for longer periods of time. And they help you maintain lean muscle if you are in a deficit. That's why a lot of people who are in a calorie deficit, you'll see they'll eat things like chicken breasts, fish, lean proteins, right? Yeah, they're in a deficit, but they're full longer periods of time. Imagine if you were in a calorie deficit and you were just eating snacks all day. You are going to be starving. When I started being more mindful when I was eating out, it just completely changed the game for me. You guys can still go out, still enjoy yourself, but if you're prioritizing protein and fiber-rich foods, you actually are going to be satiated after you eat. A lot of times I would go out and eat and just indulge, but I was hungry a couple hours later. When I switched to this method, I was full longer, which led me to not overeating. I still enjoy my meals, but I feel more energized as well. Phase 2 is what I like to call half now, half later. One of the easiest, no math required tools to stay on track is to cut your portions in half. Literally cut them in half. Ask for a to-go box at the start of your meal. And once your meal arrives, put half of it in the box for later. Share with a friend and mentally divide your plate, protein and vegetables. This works because restaurant portion size, you guys, are sometimes 2 to 3 times what a normal plate you would eat at home. That's why people who eat out all the time, you're more prone to gaining weight because you have no way of knowing the portion size and what you're eating. So go out, ask for a to-go box, and put half of the portion away. You don't need to consume all of that. And studies link consistent overeating to weight gain. It really is just simple math. If you are overindulging multiple times a week, you are going to gain weight. And it's just a little bit at a time, but then you look up 6 months later and you've gained 25 pounds. And you guys, this isn't just about being restrictive. This is just about regulating. You're still enjoying the food. You still get to taste how delicious it is, but you're just not overindulging for the sake of overindulging. An example of this in my personal life is, my mother-in-law came into town, and me and my husband and my mother-in-law, we all went to the Cheesecake Factory. Now, I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake to the point that it was my wedding cake, and it was a personal wedding cake just for me and my husband. I didn't have it for everyone. Okay, that's how much I love cheesecake. So we go to the Cheesecake Factory, and I'm, pretty early in my weight loss journey, but I was still on the journey. Normally, I would get a slice of cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, no problem. You guys, cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, a slice, it's a thick slice. It's usually like upward to over 1,000 calories. And I would sit there and eat that entire cheesecake and be like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Why do I feel bloated the next day? Why am I gaining weight? That's why. So early in my health weight loss journey, went to the Cheesecake Factory, had no shame at all. We sat down, I asked for a to-go box, and I literally cut the cheesecake in half, put the other half in the box, enjoyed my decadent slice. It was around, now it's like half, 500 calories. I was satiated. I did not even need to eat the whole thing. And what did I do? I took the other half home and ate it I think 2 days later. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And you guys are going to see a huge difference when you start to change your mentality. Phase 3 is going to be fast food with strategy. The key to this phase is with strategy. The truth is, you can still eat fast food and lose weight. But the key in this phase and the strategy component, you need to order things that aren't going to completely derail you and ruin your entire day and progress. Okay, so we're going to get into examples of smart orders that you can order to stay on track. A huge one is going to be Chick-fil-A's grilled nuggets and their side kale salad. I actually used to work for Chick-fil-A back in the day. I was their marketing director, so I can speak directly from a person who used to work there that the food quality is pretty top tier. In terms of fast food, it's decent quality. Like, they really are making, it's real chickens back there, okay? Grilled chicken nuggets with a side kill salad is a great option. And still, yes, Chick-fil-A is very much fast food. Another great one go-to is Chipotle's burrito bowl. Double the protein. It's going to cost you more, but it's going to satiate you for a much longer period of time. I personally don't get rice in my Chipotle bowls. I get the romaine lettuce. Rice, as delicious as it is, it's super high in calories. So I get double protein on a bed of romaine lettuce and get some vegetables, pico de gallo. It's going to taste delicious. You guys don't need all the rice. You don't need a whole glob of cheese and sour cream. It's unnecessary. And just controlling your portion size and what you actually get is going to help you in the long run. From Starbucks, you can get their protein box, or I really love their turkey egg white sandwich. If you are a coffee drinker, I am not. But if you are, you can get iced coffee, switch out with almond milk. I personally love tea. You can get some green tea, ask for simple syrup on the side. Little changes can make a huge, significant difference on your guys' weight loss journeys. And another great one is going to be Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich. No mayonnaise on it. And if you are going to get a condiment, ask for the condiment on the side and get a side of apples. You guys are still able to have some fast food, but just be smart about your choices and what you are consuming. Why this works, okay? Most fast food restaurants post their nutrition facts online. People just don't read it. They don't want to know. If you actually go online and you look at what they are saying, you're prepared, okay? We all have goals to reach. If you guys are serious about changing your lifestyle, changing your body, and sticking to the goals that you set out for yourself, these are the things that you do. You want to make decisions that are supporting your goals, not sabotaging them. And let's keep it all the way 100. High sodium, high fat meals literally spike your water retention. If you're bloated all the time and you're eating fast food, okay, Might be a correlation. So much salt and it just makes you bloated and you contain more water. This will often leave you feeling heavier. And I didn't even realize this until I, went on my weight loss journey. I used to eat fast food, I'm not even exaggerating, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I thought of paydays as a reason to eat fast food, like as a treat. My whole mentality used to be like, it's a treat. I'm treating myself, especially after a long day. I would use food as comfort. And I didn't care how many calories it was. I didn't care what I was doing to my body in that moment, right? But then I would wake up and I'll be bloated or I'll be lethargic. And it started adding up over time. And if you have been down this road, you know what I'm saying. You know what it feels like. And it doesn't feel good. And if you have goals to reach, you can still partake in these things, but just be aware of what you're doing. Like actually consciously make a decision to change. Phase 4 is going to be the weekend warrior balance. Balance is key. I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. I'm going to give it to you curt, raw, honest, but with love. The weekend isn't just a free for all to go crazy, but it doesn't have to be a prison either. So many of us, and I'm talking to a past version of myself as well, would use the weekends as an excuse to lose my mind. I would be so restrictive during the week that when the weekends came, I would just completely overindulge in all areas, especially in what I'm eating. When I was drinking, I'm sober now for around 2 years. But when I was drinking, weekends, right? And a lot of us do this, and I know it is. And a lot of us are not being honest about the weekends. You look at your diet throughout the week, you're like, oh, I'm eating so clean, but you're not thinking about what's happening on the weekends. So this is going to help. The problem isn't that you guys are going out on the weekend indulging. The problem is that you're going out on the weekend indulging without a plan. Choose one meal that you really enjoy, but let that be the extent of it instead of just spiraling out and being like, oh, I had this and then I had this snack and I had this. I might as well just keep going. And I feel like that's a mindset that a lot of us have. And you guys, I'm speaking to a version of myself too. I have been there. I have been overweight. I have struggled with binge eating. I have experienced all these things. So I'm speaking from experience and there's no judgment here. But if you want to change, you have to do steps. And I think it's so important for us in general to try to find comfort and joy and satisfaction in things that aren't just food. And I feel like that's a huge part of it is the food brings comfort, right? The food is comfortable. The food brings satisfaction, but that's most of where the joy is coming from. So I know a lot of us on the weekends, we go out and a huge part of what we're doing for joy surrounds food. Try to find other things that bring you joy too that isn't just centered around a meal. Before we get into the very last phase, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have been thoroughly enjoying reading your guys' comments. I have had some of the most beautiful, comments and you guys just telling me where you are in your journey, and it's such a beautiful thing. I think one of the great things about the YouTube platform is the community, right? YouTube is my favorite platform, hands down. I think it's so much better than Instagram and TikTok even. TikTok is definitely funny, but I feel like the community base on YouTube is like no other. So I am super grateful for every single person that watches my video, that leaves a comment, that engages with me, that encourages other people in the comments as well. Like that is what this is all about. It's about community. And I promise you, whatever you're dealing with right now, whatever journey you're currently on, you are not alone, okay? So let's support each other in the comments. I really do love reading them. And like I said, thank you guys again. You just take the time out of your day to leave a comment on my video. It means the world to me, seriously. So thank you. Make sure that you guys also follow me on my social handles, Fitless Lifestyle. I do post a lot on my social media and I post a lot in my stories, to be honest, as well. So I feel you kind of get like a more raw, unfiltered version of me in my stories. And you guys will see on my social media that I talk the talk, but I also walk the walk. Every single thing that I'm telling you guys, advice, you guys get to see my journey. And this is real life. Like, I'm really about this health and wellness life, and I live it daily. So make sure you guys are following me on my social as well. Okay, so let's get into the very last phase. Getting back on track is a true flex. In this phase, there's no guilt, no shame, just strategy. If you overdid it, if you overconsumed on the weekend or throughout the week, if you got off your plan, if you didn't track the fast food that you consumed, here's how you bounce back. You need to hydrate like it's your job, like you're getting paid. Water, herbal teas, and electrolytes, especially if you guys are moving your bodies and sweating a lot. And if you do have a bad day where you overconsumption, make sure you get up and walk the next day. Go for a walk, get a workout in. And it's not to punish you, but it's to get back into the routine. And I want you guys to keep whatever your next meal is protein heavy, veggie filled. This is going to help with bloat tremendously. This works because our bodies are absolutely incredible. Like, truly, it's very resilient. Overeating once is not going to ruin your progress. And I think that this is what a lot of people fall into is, they fall into the trap of, I overate this day, or I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And then they kind of spiral, and it's like, well, I might as well continue down this path. That doesn't have to be your reality. If you overeat one day, okay, wake up the next day and it's a brand new day. I like to have a phrase, I focus on daily wins. Daily wins. So if I have a bad day the previous day, the next day is a brand new day. It's not like rollover minutes. You know how those prepaid phones used to have like rollover minutes? That's not what this is. There's no rollover. You get to start over brand new. But I will say having 3 to 4 days of spiraling, it does add up over time. That's why it's so important to just get back on track the following next day. Gut loving foods, sleep, moving your body, these are your key to resetting yourself. These phases, you guys, this is how you make weight loss sustainable and still eat out and do the things that you want to do. It's not about completely quitting your social life or turning down every single dinner invite that you now receive moving forward, but it's about learning how to navigate. When you really get on this journey and this fitness lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a 3-month, 5-month thing. Like, this is something that you are going to be doing for the rest of your life. So you might as well make it work for you and make it more sustainable. We're not completely giving up on our lifestyle. We're just approaching it with a little bit more intention and a heck of a lot more love for our future self. So next time you're scanning that menu, just remember the version of you, the confident one, the strong one, the one who actually feels good and comfortable in her skin. She's not saying no to fun. She's just also saying yes to her goals, okay? So again, if I wanted to lose weight but still eat out, this is exactly what I would do. Thank you guys again for watching this video. I always have such a fun time chatting with you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.